So we're going to go over the Am I Ready? So you should be open to page 127. This chapter is all about multiplication and division, the basics. That's why we're going to have our math fact test the day you come back from fall break. So that's Monday, October 15th or 16th, something like that, maybe even 14th. So be practicing those math facts. We're going to start with our math fact drills tomorrow. That means before we start math, you will have 2 minutes, or maybe it's 5, I can't remember, either 2 minutes or 5 minutes to complete a certain amount of math facts. So make sure that you're practicing. You should have known these last year. Okay, so the directions for numbers 1 through 5 say complete each number sentence. The bold directions are the directions for every single number that comes after it until you get to new bold directions. Some of you only follow that direction for the first one. The bold directions are the directions for every problem that comes after it until you get new directions. So numbers 1 through 5, the directions are complete each number sentence. Well, number 1, Kingston. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is what? I can't hear you. 12. Because if we solve it piece by piece, we know 4 plus 4 is what, Kingston? 8 plus 4, 12. Okay, number 2, 6 plus 6 plus blank plus 6 equals 24. Carla, what goes in the blank? 6. Because if we solve this problem piece by piece, well, we know 6 plus 6 is what, Carla? 12. Plus 12 plus 6 is what?
18.
What'd you say?
18.
18. 18 plus 6 is what?
24.
24. Okay. Make sure that you're correcting if you need to. Number 3, 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals 3 times what? So it's not asking you what is 7 plus 7 plus 7. 7 plus 7 plus 7 would equal the same thing as 3 times something. Carla, what is the answer?
The answer is 7.
7. A 7 goes in the blank. A 7 goes in the blank because in our addition problem, we repeated 7 1, 2, 3 times. Multiplication is just repeated addition. So if we repeated 7 1, 2, 3 times, that means the answer is the same as 3 times 7. We're repeating 7 3 times. Okay, number 4. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals blank times 9. Oh, Aaron's not here. Kingston. 4. Because again, we're adding 9. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It's the same as saying we're repeating 9 4 times. Repeating 9 4 times means the same thing as 4 times 9. We're repeating 9 4 times. Okay, number 5. Write the multiplication fact modeled by the array to the right. Cullen. Remember, arrays are we multiply the number of rows, which are side to side, times the number of columns, which are up and down. So what is this multiplication fact? What does the equation look like?
4 times.
How many rows? We start with rows.
Oh.
Rows are sideways.
2 times 2.
Are there 2 rows and 2 columns?
Wait, 4.
2 times 4. And it equals what?
8.
8. So you had to show the whole fact, so you needed that answer too. 2 times 4 equals 8. If you have 4 times 2 equals 8, that's okay. But as long as you have a 2 and a 4 and a multiplication sign and an equal sign and an 8, you are correct. You can either have 2 times 4 equals 8 or 4 times 2 equals 8. Okay, you guys should already be able to do this. This should be like, oh, I've been doing that for 3 years now. Number 6, circle equal groups of 3 in each array. Victoria, get out your expo marker from your pencil bag and come and do number 6. You're circling equal groups of 3 in each array. So what does that look like? Nope, just number 6. Okay, thank you. She circled equal groups of 3. That means you had to circle groups of 3. If you circled more than 3, if you put more than 3 in one circle or you put less than 3 in one circle, you are incorrect. Make sure that you correct it. There are 3 in each circle. So we know part of our multiplication problem is 3 because we have groups of 3. Well, how many groups do we have, Victoria? What? We have 4 groups. So we repeated 3 4 times. How many do we have in all, Victoria? We have 12. Because we have 3 in each group, there are 4 groups. We repeated 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 3 times 4 equals, 12, not 13. 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay, number 7. Oops, sorry. I gotta call somebody else. Ethan, get out your expo marker. Quickly. Okay, we still have 10 minutes for time. Quickly. And come and circle equal groups of 3 in each array. Oh, come on, we gotta go. We only have 5 minutes before we need to go to the library. So circle equal groups of 3. Okay, there's an easier way to do it. There's a much easier way to do it. Okay, just keep going, quick. Is that it? We have to circle all the equal groups. You have to be neater so that we can see. Okay. Go slow. Try to be a little neater so that we can see. You see one? It's okay if you circled it differently, but that will make it way neater and way easier to see. So go. There you go. Now circle all the equal groups. You're not just circling 1 or 2. You are circling all of the equal groups. Keep going. Okay? Thank you. Ethan, go have a seat. So we know in each of these groups there are 3, which means we repeated 3. Well, Ethan, how many groups do we have? There's only 4 groups? 8 groups. So that means we repeated 3 8 times, which is how many moons in all? If we repeat 3 8 times, how many moons do we have in all? Who can help him out? Cullen.
24.
24. Ooh, you guys better start working. You better start studying. So we have groups of 3. We have 8 groups of 3. That means we repeated 3 8 times to get 27 in all. Okay, the directions for number 8 through 11 say complete each number pattern. So that means we had to figure out what was happening between each of these numbers and then repeat it. Michaela, number 8. We have 2, 4, 6, blank, 10, blank, 14. What did they do each time? So they added 2 each time. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 2 is, so yes, they counted by 2s. These are multiples of 2. They multiplied they counted by 2. Numbers 9, we have 4, 8, 12, blank, 20, 24, blank. Is that a blank? Yes. Smith, what is the pattern that we see there?
Counting by 4s.
Counting by 4. So we added 4 each time. 4 plus 4 is what?
8.
8 plus 4 is what?
12.
12 plus 4 is what?
16.
16 plus 4 is what?
20.
20 plus 4 is what?
24.
24 plus 4 is?
28.
Good. Number 10. That's me. Zari. Well, do we know what we did between 5 and the next number?
No.
No, because it's not there. But if we go to 15, do we know what we did between 15 and 20?
Yes.
What did we do between 15 and 20?
We did 5 more.
We added 5 each time, so we counted by 5. So let's see if that works. 5 plus 5 is what, Zari?
10.
10. Does it work? 10 plus 5 is 15?
Yes.
Yes, so that means that's our pattern, okay? 15 plus 5 is what?
20.
20 plus 5 is what?
25.
Let's make sure it works. Is 25 plus 5 30?
Yes.
So that must mean we are definitely counting by 5s, okay? 30 plus 5 is what, Zari?
35.
Good. Okay, number 11. We have blank 18, 27, blank 45, 54, blank. Zadie, can we see what the pattern is from the first number to the second number?
No.
No, because it's not there. But if we go to the next number, 18, what did we do to get from 18 to 27?
You add.
Add what?
Add 9.
Add 9. Well, let's make sure it works over here. Is 45 plus 9 54?
Yes.
So what's the pattern here?
9.
Count by
Count by 9.
Count by 9s, which means the same thing as adding 9 every time. Well, we have to go backwards. So that means we have to subtract 9 from 18 because we have to go backwards to get this number. So 18 minus 9 is what?
9.
And let's make sure it works. Is 9 plus 9 18?
Yes.
18 plus 9 is?
27.
27 plus 9 is?
36.
36 plus 9. Is it 45?
Yes.
So it works. 45 plus 9 is what?
54.
54 plus 9 is what?
63.
Very good. Okay, quickly turn to the back. Okay, so the directions for page 128 say, use the review vocabulary to tell which operations to use in each bubble. Then it says solve the word problem. So you had 2 things. You had to choose which operation was going on in each bubble, and then you had to figure out what the answer is. So the first bubble, how many squares in the array altogether? We have 4 rows and 6 columns. Kingston, what operation are we going to use to solve that problem? Multiplication. So the word that goes with it is multiply. What does our equation look like? 4 times 6, and the answer is 24. That means there are 24 squares in that array altogether. Okay, let's do this one. We have 3 circles. Each circle has 3 squares in it. Zari, what operation can we do here? Zari, what
Sorry,
operation?
the mouse is stuck.
Oh, that's okay. So what operation can we do here?
On the one.
This bubble with the 3 circles with 3 squares in each one.
Multiplication.
Is that it? So we can multiply? What does our multiplication problem look like?
3 times 2.
3 times 2? That would mean that we were repeating 3 2 times, or we were repeating 2 3 times. Is that what this problem shows?
No.
What does this problem show? We have 3 groups of 3. So what does that multiplication problem look like?
3 3 times 3.
3 times 3. We have 3 groups. Each group has 3 squares in it. So altogether, how many squares do we have? 3 times 3 times 3 is what, Zari?
9.
9. Okay, does anybody have a different answer for this bubble? Carla, what vocabulary word, what operation can you do with this one?
You can also divide.
I can divide. Good, I can do either because I can start with the number of squares. How many squares are there, Carla?
There are 3 squares.
How many total squares are there? If I divide, I have to start with the total number of objects.
9.
9. So then I have my division symbol. I took my 9 squares and I separated them into how many groups?
3.
3. So that means I took my 9 and I divided them into 3 groups. And then how many objects ended up in each group?
3.
3. So this works with both. We can say, well, we repeated 3 squares 3 times to get 9 total squares, or we can divide. We have 9 total squares. We separated them into 3 groups. Each group has 3 objects in it. Okay, this bubble right here. 5 friends arranged 10 total baseball cards into 5 equal groups. How many cards are in each group? Zadie, what operation do we have to do there? Multiply or divide? Do we multiply or do we divide?
Multiply.
Do we multiply? Are we taking a number and repeating it?
No.
No, what are we doing?
Divide.
We're dividing, okay? Well, I know that you know that now because that's the only other option. But that doesn't mean you know the answer. Why are we dividing here? What are we doing? Who can help her out? Sorry, make sure I can see you. Why are we dividing here? If you are just sitting there waiting for somebody else to answer, you are adding to the time it's taking. Why are we dividing there? Carla.
Because we're dividing because it is telling you the total.
Good. It's telling us the total baseball cards. So what's the total number of baseball cards, Carla?
10.
10. Are we making that number bigger? Are we repeating that 10? Or are we breaking it into groups?
We're breaking it into groups.
How many groups, Carla?
We're breaking it into 5 equal groups.
5 groups. So we're taking our total, 10, and we're dividing it by 5 because we're breaking it into 5 equal groups. Well, once we do that, how many is going to be in each group, Carla? 10 divided by 5 is what?
Because whenever you
Carla.
multiply 5 times 2,
Okay,
it will give you 10.
good. What did you say? What was the number you told me? Because I didn't quite hear it. 2, yes. So 10, if you break it into 5 equal groups, you're going to have 2 in each group. Ooh, I think I might have to give you some IXLs over the weekend to get back into this state of mind. Okay, there are 5 baskets. Each basket has 4 pieces of fruit. How many total pieces of fruit are there? Ethan, what operation are we doing here?
Division.
Are we breaking something up or are we repeating something? Are we breaking a bigger number down into smaller numbers, or are we taking a number and repeating it to get a bigger number? So what operation tells us we have to repeat? We have to repeat. Multiplication. So we are multiplying. What does our equation look like? We have 5 baskets. Each basket has 4 pieces of fruit. So what does our equation look like? So we have the 5 baskets.
Father, you're not muted.
Sorry.
5 times 4, because we have the 5 baskets. Each basket has 4 pieces of fruit. So we're repeating 4 5 times to get how many pieces of fruit? 5 times 4 is what? Not 25. Cullen?
20.
20. So there are 20 pieces of fruit. Okay, I think I'm going to give you guys some multiplication facts, IXLs to do over the weekend. That'll be your weekend homework. I might give it tonight, and then you have until Monday to complete it. Or maybe I should just give it for homework tonight, since technically you don't have homework, unless you didn't finish your IXL. Then you do. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll figure out which IXL it is, and that'll be your math homework, is to do that IXL. Okay.